Breathe and Relax, a calm reflection for the mind. Written and published by Daily Calm Audiobooks. Your breath has been with you through every moment of your life, yet it is often the first thing forgotten when the mind feels crowded and the heart feels heavy. In the quiet space between one inhale and the next lies an invitation to slow down, to listen, and to return to yourself. This listening experience was created for moments just like this one, when you choose to pause, set aside distractions, and gently shift your attention inward. Nothing is required of you here except your presence. Breathe and Relax offers a calm, guided journey into mindfulness, meditation, and deep relaxation, presented in a way that feels natural and accessible. As you continue, you will learn how to observe your thoughts without becoming entangled in them, soften emotional tension, and reconnect with a sense of inner steadiness. The practices shared are simple yet powerful, designed to fit into everyday life and support mental clarity and emotional balance. With each moment of listening, you create space for stillness, awareness, and peace. Let your breathing slow, allow your mind to settle, and ease into the calm that has been within you all along. As you listen, you can help support more reflective audiobooks like this one by tapping the like button and subscribing. Every small action helps us continue sharing peaceful, meaningful content. Thank you for being part of this journey. The mind rarely rests. Even in quiet moments, thoughts drift like leaves on a stream, sometimes gentle, other times rushing uncontrollably. This constant churn can leave us feeling fragmented, exhausted, or restless without an obvious cause. Mental busyness doesn't just steal our peace, it subtly shapes our mood, decision-making, and overall sense of well-being. Recognizing this rhythm is the first step toward reclaiming control over our inner world. Our thoughts tend to follow habitual loops, replaying worries about the future or regrets from the past. Neuroscientific studies show that the brain's default mode network, which activates during rest or idle moments, is responsible for much of this wandering. While reflection is valuable, an overactive mind can amplify stress and make even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Becoming aware of these patterns allows us to step back and observe them without judgment. This awareness is not about suppressing thought, but understanding its pace and noticing when it speeds up unnecessarily. Slowing down the mind is a skill that can be practiced like any other. Techniques such as mindful breathing, brief pauses during daily routines, or focused observation of the present moment help train the brain to inhabit calm. A simple example can be found in daily walks. When one notices the rhythm of their steps, the sensation of air on skin, or the sounds of a nearby street, the mind naturally settles into a slower pace. The act of consciously observing these small details allows thoughts to exist without controlling us. Mental clarity emerges not from forcing the mind to stop, but from gently guiding it into balance. By understanding the mind's natural rhythms and recognizing the signs of tension, we create space for genuine relaxation and insight. Like tuning an instrument, small adjustments in attention and awareness can lead to harmony. This practice reminds us that the first step toward inner calm is simply noticing where our thoughts travel and allowing ourselves the grace to slow down, breathe, and return to the present. Every deep breath carries more than just air. It carries a subtle signal to the body that it is safe to relax. When we bring awareness to the breath, slowing it and focusing inward, the nervous system responds by dialing down stress signals. Heart rate decreases, blood pressure stabilizes, and the flood of stress hormones, like cortisol, begins to subside. This is not just theory. Research from Stanford University found that participants who practiced mindful breathing for just 10 minutes a day experienced measurable reductions in cortisol levels and improved heart rate variability, a key marker of stress resilience. The body, in essence, listens to the mind when given even the simplest cues for calm. Mindfulness works in a similar way, but it adds a layer of conscious awareness. Observing your thoughts and sensations without judgment allows the brain to break free from cycles of rumination and worry. Over time, this rewiring strengthens regions of the brain associated with emotional regulation, focus, and decision-making. Neuroscientists have discovered that consistent mindfulness practice can increase gray matter in the prefrontal cortex, enhancing executive functions like attention and problem-solving. This means that calm is not only a temporary state, it can become a more enduring part of how your brain operates. Gentle focus, such as paying attention to the sensation of your breath, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, or the rhythm of a slow walk, further reinforces these effects. By intentionally directing attention to neutral or positive stimuli, the mind moves away from overstimulation and anxiety. In daily life, this might look like pausing for a few moments before responding to a stressful email or taking a short walk while noticing the textures and sound around you. These small, deliberate practices accumulate, creating a measurable shift in how the body and mind handle stress. Relaxation is more than an abstract state. It is a physical transformation that happens when the body and mind are given cues to slow down. Understanding the science behind calm empowers you to approach stress not as an unstoppable force, but as a signal that can be gently guided toward balance, clarity, and renewed focus. It is a reminder that even brief, consistent practices can reshape both physiology and perception, creating space for calm to flourish. One of the simplest and most powerful ways to create this calm is through the breath. Even a few intentional breaths can change the way you feel. When life feels overwhelming, our breathing often becomes shallow and fast, which can make stress, tension, and worry worse. Learning to pay attention to the breath and guide it consciously gives the mind a natural way to slow down. Breath acts as a bridge between body and mind, helping us feel grounded and more aware of the present moment. Research shows that controlled breathing can have a strong impact on both mental and physical health. Slow, deep breaths that fill the belly activate the body's relaxation system, helping to lower heart rate and reduce stress hormones. Unlike other methods of calming down that might take time or special tools, mindful breathing is simple and available anywhere, making it one of the most reliable ways to restore balance during a busy day. Practical exercises make the benefits easy to experience. One common method is to inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 6 counts, and pause for 2 before starting again. Even just a minute or 2 of this breathing can relax tight muscles, slow the racing heartbeat, and quiet the mind. With regular practice, these small moments build mental resilience, helping you respond to challenges with more calm rather than reacting in stress. Everyday examples show how effective breath can be. A student who practiced a few minutes of deep breathing before exams reported feeling less anxious and more focused. A parent used the same technique during hectic mornings and found they could stay calmer and more patient with their children. These experiences show that conscious breathing is not just about relaxation. It's a tool for creating awareness, clarity, and a sense of control. By paying attention to your breath, you can find calm no matter how busy or stressful life becomes. With this foundation of calm, we can begin to observe the mind itself. Our thoughts often arrive like cars at a busy intersection, honking for attention from every direction. Trying to control, suppress, or overanalyze them usually only makes the chaos louder, leaving us tense and overwhelmed. Learning to simply observe thoughts without judgment offers a radically different approach. By noticing thoughts as they arise, without labeling them good or bad, we allow the mind to settle naturally. This practice cultivates a sense of inner space and freedom, rather than fueling stress. Observation begins with gentle curiosity. Imagine sitting quietly and noticing each thought as if it were a cloud drifting across the sky. You might see a worry about a social interaction, a memory from yesterday, or a fleeting idea about a task you need to complete. Instead of clinging to it or pushing it away, you acknowledge its presence and let it pass. Over time, this repeated practice strengthens your awareness, making it easier to respond thoughtfully to challenges rather than reacting impulsively. A simple experiment in mindfulness supports this. Participants who practiced non-judgmental observation of thoughts for just 10 minutes a day reported lower stress levels and improved emotional regulation within a few weeks. This approach is practical and accessible. You can start with brief moments in daily life, while waiting for a bus, during a short break at work, or before bed. The key is noticing the thought, naming it if helpful, and letting it drift without attachment. Over time, the mental clutter that often feels permanent begins to dissolve, replaced by clarity and calm. Real-life experience shows how subtle this shift can be. Consider someone feeling tension after a stressful meeting. Instead of replaying every moment or criticizing themselves for how they handled it, they simply notice the thoughts and allow them to pass. The tension remains, but it no longer dictates their next actions, allowing focus and composure to emerge. By practicing observation without judgment, the mind develops a gentle resilience. Thoughts come and go, but your attention becomes anchored in awareness rather than chaos. This creates a mental space where clarity, calm, and thoughtful action can naturally take root. Over time, life feels less reactive and more intentional, grounded in the simple yet profound habit of noticing without criticism. This awareness is not just for quiet moments. It can be carried into even the simplest actions. When walking to the store or climbing a flight of stairs, most of us move on autopilot, our minds racing ahead to tasks, worries, or plans. Mindfulness invites a pause in that cycle. By noticing the sensation of each step, the rhythm of your breath, or the feeling of your feet connecting with the ground, you transform an ordinary act into a moment of presence. It is not about doing anything differently, but about truly experiencing the movement you're already making. Meals offer another accessible doorway into mindfulness. Instead of scrolling through your phone while eating, take time to observe the colors, textures, and flavors of your food. Notice the sound of a crisp vegetable or the warmth of a soup. Researchers at the University of California, Los Angeles, found that mindful eating can reduce overeating and increase enjoyment of food simply by cultivating attention to the act of eating itself. Beyond health benefits, this practice slows down life, allowing you to savor moments often lost in the rush of routine. Even chores like washing dishes or folding laundry can become gentle exercises in awareness. Focus on the warmth of the water, the scent of soap, or the movement of your hands. Each act, repeated daily, becomes a chance to anchor your attention, offering a sense of accomplishment while reducing mental clutter. One study on daily mindfulness practices observed that participants who incorporated mindful attention into routine activities reported lower stress and greater satisfaction with everyday life compared to those who only practiced formal meditation sessions. Mindful moments do not need to be long or elaborate. They are found in the rhythm of ordinary life. By embracing small opportunities to observe, feel, and engage fully in the present, daily routines evolve from mechanical tasks into moments of reflection and calm. Over time, this practice nurtures a steady sense of clarity, presence, and appreciation, proving that mindfulness is not limited to quiet corners or meditation cushions. It thrives wherever attention meets intention. Even a few quiet minutes can change how your mind feels. Meditation is not about emptying your thoughts completely or sitting for hours. It is a practical way to slow down, focus, and find calm. Guided meditation makes this simple, giving you step-by-step instructions so your mind can rest, even if your day is busy. By using imagination, gentle attention, and awareness of the body, these exercises help you feel calmer and more focused, making relaxation something anyone can practice daily. One easy approach is guided visualization. This involves imagining a peaceful place, like a quiet garden, a calm beach, or a sunlit forest. Picture the details, the sound of waves, the warmth of the sun, or the gentle rustle of leaves. Focusing on these images signals the body to relax, lowering stress and tension. Research shows that even brief visualization exercises can reduce anxiety and help the mind feel clearer and lighter. The body scan is another useful practice. You slowly focus on different parts of your body, noticing sensations without trying to change anything. This helps you become aware of where you hold stress, whether in your shoulders, jaw, or stomach. Simply noticing these areas often releases tension and creates a sense of relaxation that spreads through the body. Focused attention exercises, like paying attention to your breathing or quietly repeating a calming word, train your mind to stay present. These exercises are especially helpful when your thoughts are racing or when you feel overwhelmed. They act as a mental pause button, giving you clarity and calm in the middle of a busy day. You don't need special tools or long sessions to benefit from meditation. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day, morning or evening, can make a noticeable difference. By practicing guided meditation regularly, you can develop a simple habit that reduces stress, sharpens focus, and nurtures a peaceful, centered mind. This practice helps quiet the mind's constant chatter. The mind can feel like a busy room with too many conversations happening at once. Thoughts about unfinished tasks, worries about the future, and things left unresolved all compete for attention, making it hard to focus or feel calm. Letting go of this mental clutter doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities. It means creating space to think clearly, act with purpose, and feel lighter inside. Writing down thoughts is one of the simplest and most effective ways to release mental clutter. Journaling allows the mind to move ideas out of your head and onto paper, giving you a clear view of what needs attention. Even a few minutes a day can help reduce stress and make it easier to find solutions. When tasks and worries are written down, they stop swirling endlessly in your mind, making it easier to decide what to tackle first. Prioritizing tasks also helps clear mental space. Often, our brains feel overloaded because everything seems urgent. By identifying what is truly important and breaking big tasks into smaller steps, you can focus on one thing at a time. This approach prevents overwhelm and gives a sense of progress, rather than the stress of trying to handle everything at once. Taking intentional pauses is another key tool. Short breaks to breathe deeply, stretch, or notice your surroundings give your brain time to reset. Research shows that even brief pauses can improve focus, reduce stress, and make thinking more clear. These moments aren't wasted. They allow your mind to clear out unnecessary clutter and return to tasks with fresh energy. Letting go of mental clutter is about creating room for clarity and calm. It's about handling responsibilities with focus instead of carrying them as a heavy weight in your mind. By writing thoughts down, prioritizing tasks, and taking small, mindful pauses, you can release mental overload, think more clearly, and approach each day with renewed energy. Clearing mental space also creates the foundation for understanding and managing our emotions. Emotions often rise like sudden waves, sometimes pulling us under before we even notice. Learning to navigate these surges is central to cultivating true calm. Emotional relaxation is not merely about quieting the mind. It is about understanding and balancing the feelings that shape daily life. By approaching emotions with awareness rather than resistance, we begin to reduce their intensity and prevent them from dictating reactions in stressful situations. This is where self-compassion plays a transformative role. Treating ourselves with kindness during moments of frustration or anxiety allows the body and mind to settle, offering a natural counterbalance to tension and negativity. Reflective journaling is another powerful tool for achieving emotional calm. Writing about experiences and feelings creates a space for clarity and insight. Studies have shown that expressive writing can decrease stress and improve mood by helping individuals process emotions rather than suppress them. For instance, someone dealing with work-related stress may find that describing their worries and exploring possible solutions on paper reduces the mental clutter and creates a sense of control. Journaling allows thoughts to be observed rather than acted upon impulsively, which strengthens emotional resilience over time. Mindful awareness of feelings further deepens this sense of stability. By noticing emotions as they arise, whether irritation, anxiety, or excitement, without judgment or immediate reaction, we create a buffer between impulse and action. Mindfulness research has demonstrated that consistent practice can lower physiological markers of stress, such as heart rate and cortisol levels, while improving emotional regulation. Even small, daily practices, pausing for a few breaths when tension arises or silently acknowledging feelings, can accumulate into significant emotional steadiness. Cultivating emotional calm ultimately fosters resilience and enhances everyday interactions. People who maintain this balance respond more thoughtfully to challenges, communicate more clearly, and experience a consistent sense of inner stability. By integrating self-compassion, reflective journaling, and mindful observation into daily life, emotional turbulence loses its power, replaced by a steady, grounded presence that supports both personal well-being and meaningful connections with others. Our inner state, however, doesn't exist in isolation. The places we live and work subtly influence how calm or tense we feel. A messy desk, constant noise, or dim lighting can make it harder to focus and increase stress without us even noticing. On the other hand, spaces arranged with intention can help the mind feel calm, clear, and ready to focus. How we shape our surroundings can either support relaxation or make it harder to find peace. Even small changes can make a big difference. For example, researchers at Princeton University found that physical clutter can distract the brain, making it harder to concentrate and causing mental fatigue. Clearing surfaces, adding a small plant, or letting in natural light can create a calmer environment. Even simple touches like a favorite picture or soft colors on the walls can signal to the brain that this is a space for focus and peace. How we use our daily routines in these spaces matters too. Starting the day with a quiet moment for tea, journaling, or stretching in a dedicated corner can turn ordinary spaces into triggers for mindfulness. A living room arranged for comfort, with a cozy chair or gentle background music, can provide small pockets of calm throughout the day. These tiny pauses help the mind reset and reduce stress. Workspaces also play a role in mental well-being. Open, organized areas make it easier to stay productive and less anxious, while cluttered or noisy spaces can make stress worse. Choices like seating arrangement, lighting, or even keeping the area tidy can influence how focused and calm we feel. Creating a mindful environment doesn't mean everything has to be perfect. It's about paying attention to how your surroundings affect you and making simple, deliberate changes to support your mental state. By shaping spaces thoughtfully, you can enhance your mindfulness practices and make calm, clarity, and focus a natural part of daily life. Thoughtful surroundings are just one piece of cultivating lasting calm. The other is consistent practice. Creating lasting calm requires more than occasional quiet moments. It is the cumulative effect of regular, repeated effort. Short bursts of relaxation can be refreshing, but without repetition, their benefits fade quickly. Establishing small, daily habits allows the mind and body to internalize calm, turning fleeting relief into a steady state of clarity and presence. Simple routines, like beginning the day with a few focused breaths or taking a brief mindfulness pause before lunch, anchor relaxation into the rhythm of everyday life. Over time, these micro practices build a resilient mental foundation that can withstand stress without effort. Reminders play a crucial role in sustaining this practice. Physical cues, such as placing a note on your desk or setting a gentle phone alert, can prompt you to pause and reconnect with your breath. Reflection exercises, where you take a few moments to notice changes in your mental state, help reinforce progress. Even just journaling how you felt before and after a 5-minute meditation session can highlight growth and motivate continued practice. Research from the University of California, Davis, shows that individuals who engage in daily mindfulness exercises, even for 10 minutes, demonstrate measurable improvements in attention, emotional regulation, and stress reduction over several weeks. Consistency does not mean rigidity or long sessions. Even brief, intentional pauses throughout the day accumulate into significant benefits. A software engineer might step away from the screen every 2 hours for a minute of deep breathing, returning to work more focused and less reactive. A teacher could use the first few minutes of their break to silently observe their surroundings and release tension. These small, repeated actions quietly rewire the brain to respond calmly under pressure. Sustained calm becomes part of your identity rather than a temporary escape. With regular practice, mindfulness shifts from being a conscious effort to an automatic way of interacting with the world. Calm is no longer something you seek. It becomes the default state your mind returns to, regardless of external circumstances. By integrating routines, reminders, and reflection into daily life, you transform short-lived relief into enduring clarity, balance, and resilience. Peace and clarity are not destinations to reach in a single moment, but qualities that grow steadily through gentle, consistent practice. They emerge when we give ourselves permission to slow down, observe our thoughts without judgment, and create space for stillness amid the demands of daily life. Every mindful breath, every moment spent fully present, contributes to a deeper awareness of ourselves and the world around us. This process does not require grand gestures or long hours of meditation. Small, intentional acts can accumulate over time, shaping a more centered and resilient mind. As you move forward, it is important to honor your personal rhythms. Some days may feel effortless, while others might bring distractions, tension, or restlessness. These fluctuations are part of the journey, not setbacks. Recognizing them allows you to approach your practice with patience and compassion rather than self-criticism. Integrating mindful pauses into your daily routine, whether through a few quiet breaths in the morning, a mindful walk, or simply observing your thoughts before responding to challenges, creates a foundation for lasting calm and mental clarity. Over time, these moments become natural, supporting balanced decision-making, emotional resilience, and a sense of ease in navigating life's complexities. The balance between stillness and action is essential. Calm reflection does not mean withdrawing from life, but engaging with it more fully with awareness and presence. It is in this balance that true clarity is found, knowing when to pause, when to act, and how to respond rather than react. By cultivating this awareness, you empower yourself to live intentionally, guided by clarity rather than by habit or impulse. Ultimately, calm reflection is a lifelong journey, a continuous practice of mindfulness, patience, and gentle attention. Each conscious breath, each reflective pause, is a step toward a more peaceful, focused, and resilient mind. Embrace this journey with openness and curiosity, and you will discover that inner ease and mental clarity are not distant goals, but realities that can unfold in every moment you choose to breathe, notice, and be present. The power to create a calmer, more balanced life rests quietly in your hands, ready to grow with every mindful choice you make. Thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe for more thoughtful content aimed at helping you find focus, nurture your mindset, and embrace the life you want to create.